I am the man. I am the king of my land. Doing everything that I can. I know.
So
Crazy.
you bring up a very great point of the parents that were involved. That's why I'm specifically mad at this white woman.
And the receiver's mama too.
But hold on, but I'm not on her yet.
Right.
Because you was the team mom. Teen moms only exist with kids under 11. High schools don't have team moms.
True.
Prep schools don't have team moms. Middle schools don't have team moms.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Acres Home Bulldogs. The Mo City Alligators. The Southside Turtles. They got team moms. So the fact that you are a team mom, so when that boy bust his knee in that game, and the people are asking where are the trainers, the team mom said, "I am the trainer." Everybody, let me tell you, I learned something about this. I'm about to break it down to you because I learned something. I believe this, and now I'm really sticking true to this. Everybody was in on it.
Yes.
Everybody was in on it. Let me tell you what gave me the final confirmation. Everybody was in on it because when he was watching them talk on that iPad, you see how mad he got?
Yes.
Everybody was in on it because what happened was when they got caught, the kids was looked at as victims, so they all stuck together and went with that particular role.
Yep.
You as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21, 22-year-old, you cannot tell me that there is something normal about you sitting in a hotel lobby having a freaking team meeting. You don't go to any facilities. You're staring at a Windmont Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Something eventually, if you listen to what them kids was saying, a lot of it's like, oh, when he went off on his girlfriend and he was abusive to her, that's when I realized that it's time for me to go. That's when it wasn't when y'all played IMG.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It wasn't when you was waking up in a hotel bedroom and then going down and eating continental breakfast.
It didn't occur to you that you were staying in a hotel the whole time?
You were staying in a hotel that after every hotel was, after he didn't make a payment, y'all had to switch to a different hotel?
Every time?
Every time? I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna down this hill. Them kids knew what was going on.
Yeah. They
Them
had to
kids
they
and them
had
parents
to know.
knew what was going on. I don't care, bro. The internet is too much of a tool to understand that this ain't how things go.
Exactly.
Nigga, if you've already went to high school,
go ahead, speak it. I understand. It was frustrating for me to watch too.
If you've already went to high school and you're waiting to get a call from a junior college,
yeah,
why would you go and play for a nigga who say, I'm gonna put you up against the best high schools?
I forgot about that nigga. Yeah, bro.
Then Georgia Tech, Grambling, they made me really mad because if y'all gonna go recruit him, what was y'all looking at then?
I mean, no. Hold on. To his defense, they were recruiting him based off of his workouts that they saw. Like it was a connection type of thing. There was somebody that
people get that opportunity,
right? There was somebody who was training him that knew what's the Grambling State head coach's name?
Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson. They told him about the quarterback, and then he got to work out in front of Hugh Jackson. That's how he was able to get the scholarship. There was no film. There was no film. They didn't care about the film because they saw him work out in person. But then when they figured out where he went, then that's when it was like, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? This shit ain't gonna really work out. You feel me?
But my thing is, why didn't Grambling just say, hey, you need to come in here and enroll for a semester and just walk on?
True.
or maybe it was just that he was connected.
Very true.
Because, and that's what makes me believe even more that these kids was on this, bro. I am very convinced now. That's one thing that documentary convinced me, was that these kids knew what was going on. Everybody was in on it. That's why you see him and the director sticking together. That's why Roy Johnson is being so open about it. Of course, he can't blame it on the kids, because it's all about public perception. Them kids was viewed as victims, so they ran with it. They on there, I mean, my mama, I called my mama and I told her that I want to come home because this ain't where I want to be. Now it's not where you want to be.
You know what really made me mad about that? Or I'm not mad, but just the kids in general, is the one that started crying.
Oh boy, he was selling it.
He was selling it because it was, oh, my mama, you can tell her I ain't never cried a day in my life. Bro, that's what everybody say when they cry on something that's gonna be public. Like, you not even like, it don't even look genuine. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand that y'all came from bad backgrounds, but y'all gotta be a little bit smart. Y'all, if y'all really in the streets, you gotta know when something's fishy.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
If you really in the streets, you gotta.
They would have more sense than anybody.
You should have more sense than anybody. You should know. Like, everybody got phones. Everybody.
Let me look up this Bishop Sycamore real quick. Let me see something. You know what was me and you? We were trying to look when the guy reached out to us and was like he could do our videos and edit our videos for stuff for our channel. And we both, even though I communicated with him, we like this something don't seem right with this situation.
First thing we did, research. You in a time where social media, internet, cell phones technology runs everything. And the fact that somebody hit you up saying that we're this type of school, this, that, and the third that's going to help you get film and get you to college. Don't you think if the school was an actual establishment, don't you think they would have a website, a legitimate website that is going to take you? Don't you think that is going to be some type of backing? Don't you think you would have been able to hear about it here and there? Because honestly, this shit has been going on since 2019. He got away with this shit for damn near 4 years. 3 to 4 years. My bad. Christians of Faith, Bishop Sycamore. So Christians of Faith blended in with Bishop Sycamore. So they had 3 seasons where people didn't graduate. 3 seasons. 3. And if you just got there, you mean to tell me you ain't do no type of research?
Even if you didn't do research, bro, by the time I went to my first practice, I'm on high alert, bro. Like the first, even if it takes the first like practice or team, I'm at least on the phone. Like, yeah, it's weird. We don't lift weights. I mean, I don't know, bro. We've been in this hotel for like 5 days. Hey, coach, when we go get to our dorms? Oh no, you're gonna stay here for a while.
And the crazy thing, honestly, if I'm walking up to a place, what was this shit called? Some workout facility. If I'm walking up to that and I'm saying this is where we practice, where's our field? I'm already sparking questions. Because why are we practicing at somebody's facility if we're not practicing our own field? If you recruit me, you're recruiting me. You are recruiting me, telling me I'm going to be in front of the top D1s in the nation. You mean to tell me that you don't already have a practice field and facility for me to work out in or practice on? I got to come here and rent time? Man, hell no. Absolutely not. That makes no goddamn sense. I mean, and the parents, the quarterback and the receiver's mom, I don't care.
They slow.
I don't care. You can be mad at me all you want that I passed this opportunity, but I'm gonna do my research before I send my kid off somewhere with somebody I don't know. You know what research did they do? I'll give the kids credit, like some type of leeway. Excuse me, not credit, leeway. I'll give the kids some type of leeway because they're so excited about having an opportunity, right? And as a kid, and think about in high school where you wanted that opportunity, when you hear about a once in a lifetime type of deal, I would get it. I understand. Be hyped about the opportunity. But the parents that were really involved, you mean to tell me that you didn't once try to look up what Bishop Sycamore was and nothing alarmed you about that? That shit is insane to me.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Everybody in this situation is lying, and they just put together. The only person that was telling I guess this is gonna sound real crazy now that I think about it. The only person that was telling the truth was Roy Johnson. I'm gonna keep it 100 with that.
You know what? Now that you say that, I absolutely agree with that statement because it was like towards the middle of the documentary, he stated that he was an honest liar. For those that are a little bit slow, for lack of better terms, catching up with what that means is that he knew he was a liar, but he was very honest about it. He would tell you, yeah, I'm lying. He would lie about things. You come back around, if you pick it up and you confront him enough, ask the right questions. Yeah, I'm lying. He said it in the documentary. And now that Relle says it, I believe that that's the only person that's really telling the truth.
Bro, that's the only person that's telling the truth. I can look at I can see them that hurt, the embarrassment on them kids' faces, bro, when they got caught. Because if I'm not mistaken, even after the IMG Academy, okay, so you had one. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you had one kid that said that he was done. He was done after he seen Roy Johnson act up with his girlfriend or whatever she was at the time, and then he witnessed domestic abuse. Okay, then you had another kid who said that he knew that this guy was evil when he ran over the geese.
The geese.
Okay, so for those who don't know the geese
Oh
story,
my god.
apparently they was driving down the street. One of the students was in the car with them. They were driving down the street, and some geese was in the road. So he revved up his engine and ran the geese over. Now I missed this part, but you texted me and said that he reversed it as well.
I think so.
But either way, when they asked him about it, they said, is it true that you ran over the geese? He said, well, I ran over a geese, but I guess since there was multiple, I guess I ran over geeses.
That's how you
I was like, what?
first off, it's a goose. Geese is the plural term.
Right. That is true. That is true.
So I ran over a geese.
Great goose,
You
great
ran
geese.
over multiple, bro. You ran over multiple. Goose.
But that's when that player said that he was done with Roy Johnson.
When you saw
So
him run over geeses, then nothing else said, hey, you know what? This Roy Johnson cat is out of there. You waited till and running over geese was after all of this.
And you know what? I feel like they just added that in the document because it really had nothing to do. That domestic violence and that running over geese had nothing to do. It was just those students piling on because they all got caught. Bro, I think the craziest thing out of all is that you cannot sit here and tell me that you're done with high school, you graduated high school, and that's a man that you don't know comes into your home and tell you that the way for you to get to D1 and to the NFL is to go back and play high school again. Not only did y'all go back and play high school, y'all ended up on national television where they physically beat the crap out of you. It's one thing to get out schemed because they all said Roy Johnson can't coach.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one thing to get out schemed, but them boys physically abused y'all. The quarterback was uber trash. So that bring me back to him and him going to Grambling. See, Grambling, if there was some real workout stuff and they I find it very odd that they offer somebody a scholarship from just watching workout. That's one very odd to me, but whatever. But the fact that you go through all of that, they would have been at least, okay, listen, this is what we need y'all to do. We need you to come enroll take out a FAFSA, apply for FAFSA, get your financial aid. We need you to get into the school so that you can walk on. From the walk on team, we can pull you up and offer you a scholarship. Now you ain't got to worry about that FAFSA no more. All right, so that's a clear fix to that solution.
Right.
But the fact that they found out he played on Bishop Sycamore because they knew everybody was involved in that crap, and so they like, we can't have somebody with that kind of character on our team,
Bro.
I don't know. I'm not saying that's how it went, but that's how I'm almost sure, because the walk-on solution is an easy fix to that.
Simple.
He can still enroll in college. I don't think it messes up his UIL. I mean, I don't know what you call it there, but I don't think it messes up his eligibility. He wasn't playing professional. So
it doesn't mess up his eligibility because he never played a snap of college football.
Or professional football.
Or professional football, because Bishop Sycamore was considered a prep high school. Excuse me, a hybrid between a high school and a prep school.
Well, what I say it was the Bishop Sycamore High School Prep Academy of the Gifted in the Music School.
Bro, you know who the smartest person was in all of this?
Let me think. The nigga that I think he was getting filmed in the barbershop. That dude was funny. The one that didn't really care for him. I can't think of his name. But who you think about?
I don't know if he's filming the barbershop, but it was the coach that was at the beginning of it. When they started talking about Christians of Faith Academy. And he said, he's like, you know what? He said he wanted to choke Roy. The one that wanted to choke
and he's
Roy.
The one that was going off on the entire documentary. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's same dude. Yeah, same dude. Same dude. Yeah. That's the same one I'm talking about.
Also, side note, I was trying to find his name, right? Because that's what I wanted to say was the smartest one. I was trying to find his name. And I stumbled across a Sports Illustrated article.
Okay.
In this Sports Illustrated article, it talks about how Roy Johnson was fired. And it says, and there's some paragraphs in here regarding Andre Peterson. That's the director's name.
Okay.
Director/founder. I read from Sports Illustrated. This is from Sports Illustrated themselves. This is what it says. Bishop Sycamore's founder, Andre Peterson, who also currently coaches the football team's offensive and defensive lines, told USA Today Sports that Johnson has been fired. He also denied that Bishop Sycamore was a scam. Sports Illustrated quoted Peterson saying, "There's nothing that I've gotten out of this that would constitute it as a scam because I'm not gaining anything financially from what we're doing. The reality of it is," and this was the craziest part of his quote, "the reality of it is that I have a son, Javon, that's also in the program and has been in the program for 4 years. If it's a scam and the kids are not going to school and not doing what they're supposed to do, then I'm literally scamming myself. And most importantly, I'm hurting my own son. So when people say stuff like that, I would literally be taking my son's future and throwing it in the trash. I cannot make this shit up. That was in Sports Illustrated. That was not in the documentary. I did not know the director of a fake school had a son playing on a fake football team that is going nowhere. And he literally is standing by something that is so fucking fake that he believes it. That is insane. And you're his dad, bro. And you're putting him in this situation, and you're sitting here saying that if it's a scam and the kids are not going to school and not doing what they're supposed to do, I'm literally scamming myself. Dog. What?
They had to pay to attend Bishop Sycamore, right?
They had to take out PPP loans, gang.
So yeah, he was filing PPP loans in their names, right? Check this out.
Man.
Check this out. Johnson fed the kids by scamming grocery stores. At one point, the Bishop Sycamore founder quips with pride about a hustle he ran, which involved calling grocery stores and ordering 25 rotisserie chickens. Then not picking them up. At this point, he'd wait until night, go to the store, knowing that they'd be drastically marked down to $2 each so the store could recover his losses. Johnson would buy them all to feed his players. That was a good day. Most of the times, the players would go hungry or be fed leftovers. It led to players being forced to steal frozen meals from Walmart just so they could eat that day.
Crazy.
I want to focus on this last part. I want to be like a preacher right now. I want to focus on the last part of the scripture. It says, most of the time, players would go hungry or be fed leftovers. It led, I want the church to say it led to players being forced to steal frozen meals from Walmart just so they could eat that day. Now, one of the players said, I'm gonna get to that, Torn. One of the players said that when they was leaving the hotel, the lady at the front desk says, "Do you even know why you have to leave?" Come on, flight. Come on. I'm telling you, I watched this from a different lens than most people probably did.
Like, you absolutely did, bro. You absolutely did.
The lady asked him, and I'm really just not thinking about this deep. Like I like, as I'm talking to you, like more stuff is coming to my head. But anyways, the lady asked, this is what he said. The lady at the front desk asked him, "Do you even know why y'all are being evicted?" She said the word. "Do you even know why y'all are being evicted right now?" And the player said, "No, we don't." And she was like, "Because he hasn't paid the rent in 90 days. That is a lie. First of all, I think once again, he's telling a lie. Because I'm sure coach was straight up told, "Hey, y'all, we ain't paid. We gotta go." If you had to go and steal frozen meals from Walmart just so you can eat, what in your right mind says this is where it's going to get me to be D1? What is this going to be? What how is me stealing frozen meals from Walmart risking my freedom? Well, you're not gonna get kicked off the team. You're not gonna get kicked off the team.
They need you.
They need one is you. There is no rules.
There's no rule set because it's not a real school.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
Second of all, for this to happen, they need you. He probably didn't even have a 53-man roster.
That's what it was. I think he had 50. I think they said 50 players, if I heard that right. But just having to steal frozen meals so that you could eat. When this man came to your mama house and told them that he would take care of you, that's why they some fools for believing it. This is just all around. What I'm looking at is the top 10. I'm looking at the 10 most shocking revelations from BS High.
The chicken hustle is smart. That's why I said
I didn't know they did that. I'm gonna start doing that.
That will go back to what I said about how Roy Johnson was very, very smart, but dumb. But also to circle back around to the eviction point, bro was using these kids' names on hotel bills, so now their credit is messed up because there's an eviction on their file,
exactly what I'm reading,
on their credit history, because Roy Johnson used their name and didn't pay the bill. So now when they become adults, they have that until a certain amount of time to where it drops off. They have that on their credit history, dog. Like, bro, what?
And
the leftovers were stolen meals. Technically, yes, because he called it. They were not necessarily stolen because he essentially paid for them, but he called and said he needed a certain amount of rotisserie chickens made. He wouldn't pick them up at said time. He will wait.
So Walmart would have to make all those chickens.
They would have to make them all. So he knew that they were made that day, and then he would pick them up later that night for 75%, 80% of the cost. So he's basically getting the deal. So he was hustling the grocery stores.
Instead of paying $7 per turkey.
Instead of paying $7, he's paying $250,
maybe at the most, depending on the weight. If it was a big chicken, you probably paying $3.
Exactly.
Them Walmart chickens do be hidden though.
They do be hidden. They were saying he was saving essentially $4 to $5 per chicken. So it's like, man.
So to end the last one of these is we talked about the PPP loan. We talked about how he ruined them financially. Well, I'll say this one first before I go to the end. It says the biggest saving grace for Bishop Sycamore was that they sucked. This allowed them to field players who were as old as 23 years old. I want to stop right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk about that verse because this allowed them to field players who were as old as 20. If you are a 23-year-old dude, the only way you probably playing against some high school kids is if it's flag.
True. And also,
Uh-huh.
if you are 23 years old competing against high school athletes, there's no way you should be getting your shit throttled like you did on national television.
It shouldn't even have gotten to that point, Flight, because you
You're
should have
right.
known something was wrong when you seen IMG on the schedule. Anyways, being substantially larger than their opponents while not getting caught because the team just kept losing. So what that chapter and verse is saying is that because they suck so bad, nobody really looked into them, because if they was beating boys, if they would have beat IMG 58-0, it would have caused people to look into them further, because they're like, okay, wait a minute, how did the number one school in the country just get beat 58-0? Oh, because they were playing a bunch of second round draft picks. They allowed nobody to really question why the players looked so old or why some had precious JUCO careers. Let's stop right there, church. Some of these niggas have already went to college. Let's just keep on going, because the expectation was that the adults, what the pastor say, you'll get that on the way home, because the expectation was that adults should dominate kids. And when they didn't, the assumption was this couldn't be a fraud. Now, I'm going to end it with this real quick. They have no remorse. Even after watching their players pour out their hearts and about how Bishop Sycamore ruined their lives, the response is that the players are liars and didn't appreciate what they did for them. I want to stop right there. I want to talk about this verse real quick, because that's the one I was talking about earlier when I said that's how I knew that this was all a scam. Like, I was thinking it the entire episode, like, this is because it's too unbelievable. And I'm thinking, okay, but when I seen his reaction, he reacted like somebody like, y'all niggas knew I gave y'all a time of y'all life. I gave y'all an opportunity to play football again. You knew what was going on. We got caught. Now y'all want to flip it around on me. Johnson claims his school isn't dead and he had big plans for his future. He intends to keep on going.
That was crazy to me, knowing everything that he's up against. Bro owes $300,000 to multiple people. Right? The $300,000 is the total, but he owes them to multiple people. It's still going. And you know who honestly, can we put some of the blame on the Ohio High School Sports Association? Because
I told you in the beginning, I said Ohio, the governor, I said everybody.
Why?
ESPN?
Why? He's literally allowed to continue to do this because there's no rule. With this happening, there's somebody with authority to go ahead and implement this and put this in the rule book so this doesn't happen again. But instead, they were, and this could be a reach just for argument's sake, right? I just want to do it for argument's sake, or not argument, debating sake. Ohio there's some people with authority to be able to do this, right? But yet they have not. And I hate to do this. This is not me, but once again, for debating sake. If this happened to white kids, this would have been documented the first year. And if it got to 3-4 years, this would be in the rule book of the Ohio High School Sports Association. That's how I feel. But the fact that it's not in there, it's still not in there to this day, because he can still go on and do this.
Well, what the reporters say, he said that they didn't make it a law because they didn't think that nobody would be this dumb. Like, have you ever read some crazy laws? Like, there's laws like in Alabama,
Florida, Alabama,
I'm
Florida,
gonna find like
Kentucky, Mississippi, all of them states have people that will do some weird ass shit. But once again, when people do weird shit and you didn't think they could do it, now it's just like, oh, you did this. We don't have implement. Let's put a rule in because now we know that people will go that far to do something that dumb. So they need to have some type of consequence.
and like across the country, there is just different laws that it don't make sense. And I just found something, and I just want to read off a couple because the whole purpose of this, y'all, is because they didn't make a law because they didn't think anybody would be this crazy to do it. But I want to read off a couple laws that they did decide would be that somebody, I guess, would do in the future. I don't know, but let's go into it. In Montana, it is illegal to give a rat as a present.
That and how do you think that happened? From one person doing something and the shit just went the wrong way. And what did they do? They made it a law. Crazy.
In Nevada,
Go ahead.
It's illegal to sit on the sidewalk.
That's strictly Vegas. I get that.
In New Jersey, bulletproof vests are banned while committing a crime.
East Coast, the hood.
In New York, slippers are banned after 10 p.m.
Like in public?
Bad
Yeah,
news for those
Roy.
who
That's exactly why. That's exactly why.
I'm guessing in public because if you wear them in the house, you wouldn't know. Unless somebody go, oh, nigga, I'm telling you, I'm calling laws on you, nigga. You got on slippers.
You got on slippers, nigga. I'm calling
Nigga,
the laws.
you better take them off nigga. You got 3 minutes, nigga. It's 9:57. You better take them off.
259, 258, 257. They still not off, nigga. Like, bro, what?
This is interesting. In Oklahoma, tripping a horse is outlawed.
Yep, I've heard that.
You don't even have enough leg strength to trip a horse. Anyways,
who's going to trip a horse? Once again, these are things that people have done, and the state is like, you know what? It's a law.
In Oregon, it's illegal to go hunting in a cemetery.
Wow.
In Tennessee, it's illegal to share your Netflix password.
So, never mind. I was about to say some wild shit, but continue.
In Texas, you can't sell a human eye.
Okay.
In Vermont, it's illegal for women to wear fake teeth without their husband's approval.
That sounds like some overseas shit, some Middle East shit. I mean, that's weird, but it also sounds like some Middle East shit. But continue.
In West Virginia, hats are banned in theaters.
Okay.
In Wyoming, buildings that cost $100,000 or more must display pricey art.
How?
That's it.
Okay.
I'm still tripping on the triple horse.
I've heard that shit, bro. Torrin, you go ahead and triple horse tomorrow. Let somebody find you. They care about their damn horses out there. Let somebody find you.
We'll be able to find them at the hospital. What is it? Torn ACL.
Yeah, because he barely able. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead and do it if you want to. Don't call me for bill.
Head bonnet should be banned outside the house.
That's some wild ass laws, though. But once again,
all those are
happen. They all happen.
So it should be a federal law that you cannot create a high school, even if it's under religious grounds. But that's that separation of church and state.
Yeah. And I was about to say, just because you said it, I was about to say, like, I get it. But now that somebody stooped that low to use God as a platform to be able to create, He used God as a platform to create a fake school and ruin some of these kids' lives.
He used his dead mama and God.
Like, come on, man. You might as well make a law. If somebody tripped a horse in Oklahoma and they made it a law, you mean to tell me that you can't make it a law in Ohio to create a fake school?
The crap would never fly. Everybody failed them. Everybody failed ESPN, Ohio Commission, the governor of Ohio, the church, the nonprofits. Everybody failed this. Everybody is a failure in this situation, and everybody's lying and they full of crap. And these kids is lying. These adults is lying. Roy Johnson is telling the truth. These kids knew what they were signing up for. They got
other
caught.
coaches telling the truth.
The other, and because I find it weird that even after all this, you still stick beside him. And
the director is he's.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you still stuck beside him, and you're still sitting beside him while this is going on. So either one, you're really that delusional to where you believe this, or two, you know that everybody was in on this, and you just decided to stay loyal to this side, instead of just because he can't be a victim because you're a director. The kids can be a victim because the kids didn't know any better. Nigga, you are 23 years old, nigga.
True.
Lamar Jackson. How old is Lamar Jackson? Lamar Jackson is...
He gotta be like 23, 24, right?
Lamar Jackson is...
Or maybe less than that.
He was born in 97. He might be a little older than that. Oh, 26. But Lamar Jackson in the NFL at 23. so...
Oh, that's why I got 23, 24. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that... I know he was that old entering the league.
Luka Doncic is playing professional basketball at 19 years old.
Oh, younger than that.
Right. If you're 20, I'm talking about in the NBA. 23 years old, because he was 18 when he came in the NBA, or was he 19?
I
thought he was 19.
Young.
Anyway,
he was young because he's young now.
He was. You're 23 years old, and you're sitting here thinking that this is right. Bro. Them kids is on it, bro. They thought they can get them They thought they can get them an easy trip, easy ride on the easy train. I don't know what the correct term is, but they thought they had an easy path to the NFL, so they decided to take it. You working out now in the hotel lobby room. I've been in the Wyndham Inn. They got 2 treadmills and one machine.
Elliptical.
Whatever you do.
They got 2 treadmills and elliptical, and then they got the universal thing to where you could do upper body and lower body.
Right. And if you got the premium Wyndham, you might get some dumbbells.
You might get some dumbbells that go up to 25.
Up to 25.
And they'll have a water tank in there.
I'm done with you.
Listen, man.
My last take, like I said, just remember what I told y'all today. Them kids is lying. Don't believe that crap on that. And if you have it, watch the documentary. Y'all come back to this video on YouTube. Leave a comment. Let us know what y'all think after you see the documentary. And I really want to know what y'all think. This is crazy. And I cannot believe people are actually feeling like these kids are victims.
Absolutely insane, dog.
I know I convinced some people today.